Joe in real life. I just start my video and I start coughing. It's super cool. I got my mohawk. It's a beautiful morning in Savannah, Georgia. Today's supposed to be my squat day, but I tweaked my right hip just a little bit yesterday. It's not serious. I'm not worried about it. But, well, one thing I do is I option every week. So I have the option of starting my week on Sunday or Monday. There's a little fat built into my program. And one of the ways that we realize this fat is that I have the option to start my week a day later each week. And I'm not saying I'm going to do that yet. Here's my plan. It's a little raw, a little tender in the old right hip. I didn't warm up yesterday accurately at all. I just jumped into some movements and I paid for it, as I should. I'm 46 years old, soon to be 47. That's what you get. You know, I'm not a baby. I know how these things go. So I'm going to do my front squat ladder. I'm just going to front squat up. And if I'm feeling good by the time I get to the top of the ladder, I'll do my 4 sets of 4. That's what today is supposed to be. Last week was 5 sets of 5. This week is 4 sets of 4. Then 3 sets of 3. Then 5 sets of 2. Hopefully establishing something in the ballpark of a new max. Then I start over. Deload, start over. You know? 5 sets of 10. 4 sets of 8, 3 sets of 6, 4 sets of 4, 5 sets of 5, 4 sets of 4, 3 sets of 3, 5 sets of 2. I'm rattling off numbers right now. I just rattled off numbers to you, but there is a structure. If there's any interest in the comments, I'm happy to talk you through it. It is not complicated. It only sounds complicated. I came up with it myself, and my plan is to stick with it all year. It's a 10-week cycle, 2 phases per cycle, deload every 5th week, and I plan to run it 5 times this year. So I have fat in the schedule. That's what all those numbers were about. I should have just said that. But there's 2 full weeks of fat every for the whole year, like 2 vacation weeks built in. 10 deload weeks, and every single week I have a 1-day option that I can push things back. Like, it's a lot of wiggle room, and I did that on purpose because last year I didn't give myself hardly any wiggle room, and I had a real bad fucking year, man. I did a super bad job. I lost strength on every lift. And I grinded myself into an emotional and physical pit. Now, there were a lot of reasons for that, like my mom's dying. I relapsed on drugs and alcohol. Both of those things, you know, make for a pretty meaningful setback. But also, I planned badly. I didn't make the proper allowances for my old man body and what's going on with me. And I paid for it. So this year, I'm being real gentle. I'm being real gentle and real kind to myself. And I mean, what is this? This is week 7 out of 52. So real early to tell. But so far so good. I mean, I'm feeling pretty happy. And I got this little tweak. Tweaks are going to happen. I tweak once a month at least. So I'm trying not to get alarmed, but also I'm going to use some of that fat if I need to, and I may need to. Anyway, I talked for a while. I rambled. It was kind of nonsense. Stay tuned. Let's do that. Let's do that front squat ladder. You want to? Okay. It'll be fun. Well, after my lengthy introduction, this is at 3.5 times speed, by the way, and kind of trying to talk myself out of doing my squats. I did this I did this sort of pseudo warm-up and I felt great. So I just did my squats and they went great. My top set of 4 was 185. Still a little embarrassing given the kind of reps I was able to get with 185 in the past. But that's, well, it's at least 5 pounds over what my projection was for this week. I'm sorry, it's a little windy out. I'm gonna try and get back in my garage and keep this going. I'm still breathing kind of hard, so. But yeah, I got a set of 4 at 160, a set of 4 at 170, and then just because I got a wild hair, I did 185 for 2 sets of 4, and you'll see that coming up. Which, is this some kind of extreme victory, you know, completely out of the realm of possibility? No, not at all. But feeling just a little bit tweaked. I was, well, I was all set with skipping my squats today. But I did these snatches, I did these overhead squats, there we go. I apologize for the shift in sound quality, but I had to get back inside. I did these, you know, little baby snatches, overhead squats, my front squats building up. And then right when I hit 135, I was like, man, I feel good. Like, yeah, the hip feels a little weird, and you'll see it in the reps. It kind of gets a little sticky on the right side. But I was just like, fuck it, let's just go for it. Let's, you know, we'll try to bank these pussy fart days, these, you know, like I was saying in the intro, I've scheduled in a lot of slack on my schedule. So that I can take, and when I say days off, when I say recovery days, I still lift, but I lift in a fun way and not in a progressive way, you know? I do old-timey strongman lifts, and I'm trying to bank those as much as possible. And, you know, I mean, knock on wood, lucky rabbit's foot, I don't get actually hurt, but if I do get hurt, then I have some cushion on the schedule. And I could have used the day today. I could have absolutely justified it, but I didn't have to. And I shot over my projections by at least 5 pounds. It might be 10 pounds. I haven't looked at the book yet. That's another thing, and I've been talking about that. Like, I'm following a program and I'm sticking to my numbers, but I'm trying not to be hyper aware of my numbers. Like, I knew I had to hit over 170 today, which made me think it had to be 180. But it could have been I only had to hit 175, and I don't know for sure. And I purposely didn't check so that I was just gonna hit 180 and just be sure it was over. But 185 up and down, it went good. I've been saying a lot of ums lately in my voiceover. I'm doing a lot of and like and well. I'm going to try and tune that up. I'm getting on my own nerves while I was re-listening to some of these. It's like, geez, man, over 500 days and you haven't tightened up your script yet. Part of that is I don't write a script. I like to shoot from the hip when I do these videos and these voiceovers and just say what's actually going on in my head, you know? And that's partly because I think it's more compelling, the sincerity, than any kind of polished script, but also because in the future I listen to them and I can tell the difference in my voice between something I'm posturing, something I'm prepared in speech, and something that is authentic. And so I want it to be as authentic as possible, because when I revisit something, I want to believe the things I'm saying to myself, right? You know? Like, of course, I want you to believe the things I'm saying to you, too. But I really need to believe myself, you know? I guess that's how journals are supposed to work, right? You don't keep a diary and then write lies to yourself. Or if you do, you're probably a psychopath. I mean, or you're not even a psychopath. There's some kind of weird mental illness that doesn't exist yet. You just invented it. You're a pioneer. You're a pioneer in cognitive and behavioral defects. If you're lying to yourself in your diary, I got to throw my glasses on. I can't see the timer. But great lifting day. Great lifting day. All month last month, I was disappointed in my squats, and I'm still disappointed. I don't remember what I squatted 185 for over a year ago, but I think it was 10. I think I hit 10. I might have hit 11. And hitting 4 for 2 sets today. Well, the difference between 4 and 10 isn't as extreme as it seems. Like probably my 1 rep max, I don't think I could squat 260 today, but I could definitely squat 245, you know? So that difference in rep range is more, call it a kind of conditioning, like being in a certain form of shape for what's 10 reps? 10 reps is somewhere in the ballpark of, it might take you a full minute. Like to be at a high level of output for a full minute versus say 15 seconds, that's a different sort of conditioning, you know? I don't have to tell you that. You already know that. You know, if you're watching this video, you lift. Or you exercise in some capacity, and that's for certain. And so you don't need me to lecture you on energy systems, but like a 4 rep energy system and a 10 rep energy system are pretty wildly different. Oh yeah, and here I am. I'm switching. So I just wanted to put 135 on my back and see what it felt like. And it felt great. It grooved really, really well. So I was out of excuses, you know. My mohawk's looking sick. I want to thin it up a little bit today. I'm going to get my lady to work on that for me. Yeah, life's going good. I got nothing to cry about. Okay, what am I doing? Is that 155? Oh yeah. So this is 155 for 4. I want to watch it for the first time, same as you, and I'm just going to think about my mechanics, think about my alignment. I'm shooting for a shin more or less straight up and down. This set actually felt the worst. So let's see how I'm doing. Right away, I'm too wide. Yeah, that one looked good. Yeah, I tightened it up a little bit, pulled the heels in. Yep, okay. So I'm not crying about these. That one hinged a little bit, just a little bit. Should try to keep my gaze up, my chest forward just a little bit more. And that stance was too wide, but I tightened that up. Looking good, feeling good. All right, let's move on. I believe this next one is 170. Oh, that was actually 160. I was playing little games with myself. I put the coasters on in the last minute. This is 170. So let's see how I'm doing. Trying to have good tightness in the upper back, pulling my grip in just a little bit further. I feel like the first rep of this one was pretty ugly. Yep. And you could see that stickiness in the hip where I got a little tweak. Yep. That one looked okay. Yep. All right, I'm not crying about any of these. Yeah, little stickiness in the hip. You could probably see that imbalance. That's just a tweak, you know? And I didn't hurt it. I didn't hurt it by doing this, which I was really nervous about. Next, I throw on the 185, and I was pretty scared about this. I kind of felt like this was out of my weight class, and I was flirting with the devil here. But at least from inside my skin, it felt like it moved pretty well. Oh yeah, I'm forcing you to watch me change the weights. I forgot to turn the camera off. So yeah, we'll just twiddle our thumbs through this part. Probably that whistle was piercing just then. I think I only show you one of the 185 sets, they felt identical. Um, hard for sure, but I definitely had 2, even 3 sets reps in the bank. That's the other thing. Like I'm only going for 4s, but what do you call that RPE range? Like a 7? Um, Somewhere in the 7 ballpark, you know? It's hard for me to say exactly. Interestingly, I don't really prescribe to the RPE scale. I just think about it as like more of a video game doneness meter, you know? I wasn't in the red. Like it was heavy. I struggled, yeah. But yeah, I wasn't, I at absolute minimum had one more clean rep. And almost certainly 2, probably 3, you know? And that's just how I think about it. Like, I don't find RPE especially useful. That said, if you do, run with it. Why not? Okay. Good. Slow. Bar speed slow, but good reps. A little too far forward, still good. Man, this is Joe in real life. Hey, I love you guys. Be good to each other out there. Today's a banner day. I'm back on the winning team. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do something fun. And I'll do something goofy tomorrow. I don't think I want a bench. Something in the old-timey strongman range. Anyway, I'll see you then.